How much money can you make by looting and selling gear in 4.8? Well, in this video, I'm going to take a look at it. I'm going to fill up a 2 SEU box by looting NPC gear. So let's go see how much we can make. These boxes are pretty easy to get. All that you need to do is go to any major space station and just go buy them at the cargo center. For example, I'm at Everest Harbor at the moment. For our mission, I'm just going to go to the mercenary tab here. Here you can find a bunch of bunker missions. Mostly Foxwell. I'm going to take Help Protect site. This should allow us to loot a bunch of NPCs. This bunker is pretty friendly, so no need to worry about the turrets too much, but if it's controlled by Ninetales, it might shoot you, so just be careful. But for now, this one is under Hurston's control. Let's see what we can get up to. You can shoot the NPCs with your ship, but I'm just going to get out and do it myself. It's super rainy at the moment. Look at the water on the ground. I haven't seen this before in Star Citizen, but let's take care of these NPCs. I guess they already spotted me for the most part. Luckily, I've got some ballistic weapons, or at least every second shot there is. So it's pretty easy to deal with them. There's a guy with a backpack as well. I definitely need a bigger backpack. I might just keep that one. It seems most of the NPCs is currently at the bottom. Let me fetch my box and start looting. Even though these NPCs only have clothing on, I will be looting them. If you press R, you can just go to your box on the left, and here you can cycle through the NPCs. So just drag and drop all of the loot into the box. Super easy to loot. And here is the second guy. Not too difficult. Now let's go loot some armor. This is a very nice way to quickly stock up on some armor if you don't have any. Sometimes you can loot the undersuit and just drag it in, but I have found sometimes the armor won't store into the box and just drop on the ground. But it seems this time around it did work. So I guess it depends on the server. Here is the bigger NPCs. Let's see if we can loot them with the undersuit method. Here's the undersuit. Let's drag it in. Seems like it looted. I'm also going to do the gun. So doing it this way is pretty easy. I moved over to the next guy. At the top here you can see you can switch between the NPCs. Makes it way more convenient. Every now and then you'll find a gun just like this on the ground. If you get close enough, you can just hover over it with your mouse and you should be able to drag it eventually. Let me just maneuver my mouse just a little bit more. There we go, we got it. Now we can throw it into the box. We're basically done outside. Let's go inside here. You can see they actually increase the width of the entrance so that we can get boxes in. This used to be a lot smaller, but let's go down here. Hopefully our box stays on the elevator. Sometimes this can fall through, so just keep an eye on it. And as soon as it starts to buckle, just grab it with your tractor beam. Let me take care of these NPCs and then we can start looting again. Only 2 left though, so it shouldn't be too bad. Also one with the backpack. Lots of NPCs with backpacks at the moment here, but that should be most of them. Let's quickly throw everything in the box. There should be some security here as well. That is dead. Unfortunately, in bunkers, we don't get crazy loot anymore. It's mostly just Ninetales and a bunch of armor. I haven't found any railguns or anything like that. You can see I looted this Ninetales, and because I dragged the undersuit, some of its gear actually dropped on the floor. For example, the undersuit and the helmet. It's not the best. Usually if that happens, you can't loot the thing anymore. The security guards can be quite annoying. Sometimes they'll throw your box around if they move over it. Here you can see some of the armor didn't transfer as well because I dragged the undersuit. So probably just take your time before you quit out of the box too early. I believe you need to give it some time to transfer, otherwise that happens. I am going to pile all the bodies together so I can loot them a little bit faster. So let's see if this works. You can see here's the 2 enemies. Just gonna throw everything on here and then switch over to the next one. Lots of clothing though. I believe they do sell for something. Plus they don't take up that much space. Armor takes up way more. If there's lots of bodies at the top here, you can just use scroll wheel to scroll between everything. Makes it a little bit easier. Our box is almost completely full. You can see here 99%. This took me about 25 minutes to loot in total. So let's go sell. In order to sell, I'm just going to go to Everest Harbor. Any major space station with the cargo deck will do. Here we go. We're at the station. Recently, I do believe they made it so that crafting requires 501 quality, so you can't just use this gear to craft your own items. They did this because people were buying regular resources and just crafting gear and selling it. It was way too profitable in 4.7. They did nerf the selling prices of gear as well in that patch, but hopefully they have restored the prices in 4.8 so that this gameplay loop can also make a bit of money. And here we go, got my box on my elevator, only gonna sell out of this box, so let me send it down. Now we can go to the cargo center here and sell everything instantly. In the elevator here, we can just take it to the cargo center. Here's the terminal. Let's see. I'm just gonna select sell here. Now scroll down all the way. Here's our box. Don't quick sell. Press on the box. Then you can hit sell. It will give you a list of all the loot, but in this case, it seems like they didn't buff this at all. They just left it default since we can only earn 20k. In previous patches, we used to earn way more, closer to 100k thereabout. So is this worth doing? I definitely don't recommend it. This is super disappointing. I won't be doing this again, but at least now you know, don't waste your time with it. I hope you enjoyed this video. A big thank you to all the YouTube members. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.